Also have to keep in mind that Diddy has a lot of money, and they're going to want that money, and they're going to get that money out of him whether he wants them to or not. Also have to keep in mind that Diddy is famous, so if you were the dude who beat up, stabbed, or clapped Diddy's cheeks, that gives you a certain amount of clout in prison.
I want to know if it's in the prison records. They said one of the guards stopped a dude from shanking Diddy. I wonder what inmate was trying to shank him. Was that one of the Tupac? Was that one of the Tupac fans? Or that was one of Biggie fans? That didn't leak. Everything leaks from prison, but that didn't leak. Nobody wrote home and said, yo, dudes is in here trying to stab Diddy up. But the lawyers mentioned that today. I want to see if they're going to invest.
A bombshell just dropped from an inmate at Fort Dix prison. Leaked footage of Diddy behind bars, with rumors he's now a target inside. After 50 Cent's explosive Netflix documentary, new evidence ties Diddy to serious past crimes. This video dives into the truth behind his prison life, revealing a dark and complex situation. Despite his calm demeanor, Diddy's been attacked 3 times in the past year, each time dangerously close to ending badly. The real story is way deeper than it looks.
So when you're at a prison and somebody says, you read any good books lately, Diddy is the answer.
He's the guy to go to because we got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
Whether he's at the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York or Fort Dix in New Jersey, Diddy's situation is the same. He's got a huge target on his back. Someone sending a loud message, making sure he stays quiet and doesn't name names. The tension is palpable, and Diddy feels it. To understand why things are so intense, we need to go back to when it all began. In September, when Diddy was arrested, federal prosecutors slammed him with serious RICO charges. But here's the twist. No one else was named. It's clear Diddy didn't act alone, and now it looks like those who once had his back are pressuring him to stay silent.
He was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first assignment.
This got to be a promotion.
Yeah, it feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the laundry room and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like
mogul.
he used maybe possibly some connection.
Diddy never thought he'd end up behind bars. He believed his fame and wealth would keep him out of prison, but this time, his influence couldn't save him. He's not just any inmate. Diddy's connections run deep, with ties to figures like Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and even the British royal family. These relationships were part of a much bigger story that started long before he was transferred to Fort Dix. Multiple inmates have said Diddy constantly dropped Trump's name, even while locked up at MDC during his trial, acting like he still had powerful people in his corner. But why would a convicted abuser expect help from a sitting president? The bond between them went deeper than most realize. Diddy believed it could save him when things got tough, but that power play backfired. After more than a year in prison, Diddy reportedly begged the White House for a pardon, but Trump shut him down completely, leaving him to face the consequences alone.
Going to spend definitely 2+ years in a federal prison. I just want to lay this out right now. He is a target because they talked about this in court. They said somebody tried to shank him already, and that he is a big target.
Straight from the horse's mouth, Trump confirmed to the New York Times that Diddy's pardon request came in the form of a letter. While the specifics of that letter remain unknown, Trump made it clear he's not commuting Diddy's sentence. No reason was given, but sources say Trump had been deliberating this for months. Back during Diddy's chaotic trial in May, Trump dropped hints to reporters that he wasn't eager to intervene. And just a month after Diddy's legal team appealed his conviction, Trump officially rejected the pardon. But here's where things get crazy. Insiders are saying the real reason Trump turned Diddy down wasn't politics, it was 50 Cent. That's right. 50 Cent keeps showing up in Diddy's story like a relentless shadow. Every time Diddy thought he'd dodged a bullet, 50 was right there to make sure he didn't. When news broke about Diddy's plan to use his connection with Trump for a pardon, 50 wasted no time stepping in. As soon as viral footage of Diddy in prison hit the streets, 50 took to Instagram to keep the heat on him. But here's the kicker. 50's not just trolling for attention anymore. Word is he's even put some of his own projects on hold to personally reach out to alleged victims for his documentary. This isn't just a beef anymore, it's personal. 50's making sure Diddy's trial stays in the public eye, exposing every shady move along the way.
It's the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people, get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups. And with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing.
The crazy part? 50 Cent's spotlight and the hard-hitting evidence in his documentary are the only reasons the victims are finally seeing some justice. Without that pressure, much of this could have stayed hidden. But Diddy's not backing down. He's reportedly pulling every trick to get 50 to back off. And here's where it gets even stranger. Just one day after 50's documentary aired, detailing the crimes of Sean Combs, 50 claimed he received a bouquet of flowers from Diddy. He even posted it on Instagram, saying he knew exactly what message Diddy was trying to send. That's a bold, but dirty, move. Meanwhile, back in prison, the tension's only rising.
It takes a certain individual to prepare himself to do a lot of years in jail. From the lifestyle that he had, I'm not saying that he can't. I just don't see him able to do time behind bars.
Things have only escalated. Court documents reveal that Diddy was recently attacked and narrowly saved by a corrections officer who intervened just in time. Allegedly, Diddy woke up one night with a knife pressed to his throat, only seconds away from serious harm. If it hadn't been for the officer's quick action, it could have ended badly. After that close call, rumors say Diddy began paying off certain inmates to ensure his safety inside. He knows the danger is real. But it doesn't stop there. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard and a former corrections officer, has stepped forward with his own perspective. He's seen how celebrities act behind bars, and he didn't hold back when talking about Diddy's situation.
That his throat was nearly in prison. According to Diddy, he was asleep in his cell and he woke up to a man standing over him with a shank at his throat. It's important to understand that this incident was not an attempted murder. If this person wanted to kill Diddy, he never even would have seen it coming until he was bleeding out of his throat. This was a warning, and this was a mark of things to come for Diddy.
Gene Deal dropped a bombshell, claiming that Diddy might not survive long behind bars. According to Gene, it's not just the gangs or rival inmates that break a person, it's the mental toll of prison. He warned that Diddy may not have the mental strength to endure that pressure and could end up taking the easy way out if it gets too overwhelming. Diddy's always portrayed himself as tough in his music videos, but in reality, he's never been the type to get his hands dirty. Now, locked up, he's surrounded by people who've lived that life for real, and they're not forgiving, especially when it comes to anyone accused of abusing women. The atmosphere inside is harsh, and Diddy's learning that the hard way. Even notorious mafia figures like Michael Francisi and Sammy, the Bull Gravano, have said that if the mob had known about Diddy's alleged crimes, they would have dealt with him long ago. That speaks volumes.
Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, he said, "What kind of gay shit is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon ass, bro.
The word on the street is that this could be exactly why Diddy keeps getting targeted inside. He's in a world where reputations are everything, and the people around him don't respect what he's accused of. The longer he stays locked up, the more dangerous it gets for him. His legal team's been working around the clock, and on December 19th, they officially filed an appeal, fighting to either reduce his 50-month sentence or have it completely wiped out. They argue that since the jury cleared him of some of the heavier charges, his punishment doesn't align with the verdict, and they believe he deserves a second chance. But here's the catch: Diddy's got more than just legal problems. If he survives the next year in prison and manages to fight off the mounting cases against him, he might walk free. But that's a big if, because each day behind bars brings new risks. And just when you think the story couldn't get crazier, it does. Diddy's not only struggling in prison, but his empire's starting to fall apart, too. A New York Times investigation recently revealed that Diddy's been trying to sell his private jet, the same one he used to flaunt in his flashy videos. Now, he's offloading it just to make some extra cash. It's wild how quickly things have flipped, luxury flights to desperate survival moves.
Released from prison. This week, his attorneys urging a federal appeals court in New York to reverse his conviction on related charges or direct the judge to lighten his 4-year sentence.
Word on the street is that Diddy's running out of money fast. Sources are claiming he's practically broke and can't even afford to keep his $30 million private jet in the air. The same jet he once flaunted is now on the chopping block as he desperately needs cash to cover his mounting legal bills. And it doesn't stop there. Those bills are only going to get bigger. The LA County Sheriff's Department has just confirmed that a new criminal investigation into Diddy has officially been launched, adding even more pressure to his already fragile situation.
So Diddy is currently serving that 50-month prison sentence after being found guilty on those related charges over the summer. In their appeal filing, his lawyers now arguing the music mogul was treated harshly during sentencing by a federal judge who let evidence surrounding charges that he was actually found not guilty of actually then influence his punishment.
TMZ broke the story first, revealing that the new investigation into Diddy isn't just about him. It allegedly involves Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, and Biggie Smalls' son, CJ Wallace. That connection alone has people talking. Reports say Jonathan Hay claims Diddy assaulted him after inviting him to a recording session, and that allegation is now part of the growing investigation. But here's where it gets even crazier. This isn't Diddy's only legal trouble. The storm around him just keeps intensifying. As if things couldn't get worse, another case hits the headlines. Federal agents are now working alongside local authorities, digging even deeper into Diddy's past connections. From shady business deals to rumored payoffs to silence people, every week brings new names into the mess. Sources close to the investigation say there's a money trail being followed that could expose an entire web of corruption tied to Diddy's old empire. Some insiders are even whispering that a few of his former associates are flipping, turning over evidence to save themselves. If that's true, Diddy's inner circle might be collapsing from the inside out. With the chaos in his personal life, the prison drama, and the lawsuits piling up, the world is watching every move he makes.
Look what he's saying now. Diddy been running around Fort Dix, bragging about Trump supposed to be pardoning him early next year. This is what he's telling the inmates. But I'm going to tell you why he's telling them that. And I don't like it. See, Diddy think he's slick. See, Diddy know they on his ass. And he trying to figure out between washing clothes and all this other shit, trying to figure out how he can stay cool and stay.
As the investigations pile up and the pressure mounts, Diddy's once untouchable image is crumbling fast. Rumors are swirling that his empire might be on the brink of collapse. Major brands that once fought to work with him are now quietly backing away, cutting ties to avoid getting dragged down with him. Sources say several of his business partners have already pulled out of deals worth millions, leaving Diddy scrambling to hold on to what's left of his fortune. Even some of his closest friends in the industry are going silent. People who once praised him are now distancing themselves, almost like they're trying to erase their connection before the next big headline hits. And it's not just about reputation anymore. The feds are reportedly freezing some of his assets while they dig into the origins of his money, adding yet another layer to his growing crisis.
Following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Insiders claim Diddy's been calling up old allies, desperately begging for help, but no one's picking up. It's becoming painfully clear. His empire is crumbling, his power is slipping away, and every move he makes seems to drag him deeper into chaos. Now, whispers from inside the industry suggest that Diddy's finally realizing the depth of his situation. Those close to him say he's been acting paranoid, barely sleeping, constantly looking over his shoulder, and convinced someone's out to get him. Guards at Fort Dick have reportedly noticed how jumpy he's become, barely trusting anyone. not even his own legal team. Meanwhile, investigators are stacking more evidence, and it's painting an even darker picture than anyone expected. They're digging into old files, hidden payments, and mysterious disappearances, all of which could tie back to him. Every new discovery is making it harder for Diddy to fight back. And here's the craziest part. Some insiders are whispering that Diddy might be preparing to make a move that shocks everyone, potentially cutting a secret deal just to save himself.
In the event that Diddy gets convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent is sworn to do. And I got to admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo.
If this is true, it could blow the lid off everything, exposing some powerful names and changing the game entirely. Word on the street is that Diddy's thinking about flipping the script completely. Insiders say he's feeling cornered and might start naming names to cut a deal with prosecutors. People in his inner circle are panicking because if Diddy talks, a lot of big names could go down with him. This isn't just about music anymore, this is about power, secrets, and loyalty under extreme pressure. Reports suggest investigators have hinted at a possible plea deal, but it would come at a steep price. He'd have to expose everything he knows. From business partners to celebrity connections, nothing would stay hidden. And here's the wild part. The very people who once protected Diddy are now keeping their distance, fearing they'll be next. The empire that once seemed untouchable is crumbling, and Diddy's running out of options fast. One wrong move, and everything he's built could disappear overnight. And just when you think things couldn't get crazier, 50 Cent's documentary drops a bombshell that shakes the entire industry. It revealed brand new evidence and witness testimony linking Diddy to the deaths of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. For the first time ever, statements directly connecting Diddy to the crimes have been released, reopening old wounds that were never truly healed. The entire story is spiraling into something much bigger than anyone expected.
When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved.
Tupac's family isn't staying quiet either. They've launched their own investigation, bringing in powerhouse attorney Alex Spiro to dig deeper into the case. Tupac's brother, Ree Shakur, has even come forward with a statement, saying he's always been suspicious of Diddy and now believes the truth might finally be coming to light. The investigations are expanding quickly, and the pressure on Diddy is mounting. All those powerful names he once thought would protect him, they're nowhere to be found. This story is getting darker by the day, and it's far from over. If you think this is the end, you're mistaken. Things are just heating up. Don't miss a single update. Like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment if you think 50 Cent's documentary finally exposed the truth. Stay locked in, because the next reveal could change everything.